Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are diving into one of the most epic stories in the Bible, a real-life blockbuster full of drama, betrayal, and a comeback so incredible you couldn't make it up. We're talking about the story of Joseph. You know, the guy with the fancy coat? But his story is so much more than a fashion statement. It's a powerful reminder that even when life throws you into a pit, literally, you are never forgotten. So grab your popcorn, or maybe a snack, and let's get into the lessons we can learn from Joseph's roller coaster of a life. Our story starts with Joseph, the favorite son of his father, Jacob. And Jacob wasn't subtle about it. He gave Joseph this amazing, colorful coat, which was basically the ancient equivalent of getting the newest iPhone while your siblings get hand-me-downs. Naturally, his 11 older brothers were not thrilled. To make things worse, Joseph starts having these dreams where his family's bowing down to him. And he tells them, not the smoothest move. Joseph, you can just imagine the dinner table conversations. This jealousy builds and builds until one day, his brothers see their chance. They strip him of his coat, toss him into a dry well, and then sell him into slavery. They go back to their dad, rip up the coat, cover it in goat's blood, and say a wild animal got him. Just brutal. So, here's our first big lesson. What people mean for evil, God can use for good. Joseph's brothers intended to get rid of him forever. Their actions were fueled by pure jealousy and hate. But this act of betrayal was the very thing that set God's incredible plan into motion. It's a tough pill to swallow, especially when you're the one in the pit. When you're facing betrayal or injustice, it feels personal. It feels final. But Joseph's story shows us that there is a bigger picture we could not always see. Your current setback might just be a setup for a future comeback. It doesn't excuse what people do, but it gives us hope that their evil intentions don't have the final say. Now, Joseph is in Egypt, a slave in the house of a high-ranking official named Potiphar. And here's where we see Joseph's character shine. Does he sit around feeling sorry for himself? Does he curse his brothers and his fate? Nope. The Bible says God was with Joseph, and he prospered. He worked so hard and with such integrity that Potiphar put him in charge of his entire household. Everything was running smoothly. He went from a pit to a palace position. This brings us to lesson number 2. Bloom where you are planted. Joseph didn't have a good situation. He was a slave in a foreign land, far from home. He had every reason to be bitter and unproductive, but he chose to excel. He chose to be faithful with the little he was given. This is such a challenge for us. Sometimes we wait for the perfect job, the perfect circumstances, the perfect relationship to start giving our best. Joseph teaches us to give our best right where we are. Your attitude and your effort in the small, unseen places are what prepare you for the bigger things God has in store. But, of course, the drama isn't over. Trouble finds Joseph again. Potiphar's wife takes an interest in him, and when he refuses her advances, she falsely accuses him. Potiphar, enraged, throws Joseph into prison. I mean, can this guy catch a break? From the pit, to the palace, to the prison. It seems like every time he does the right thing, he gets punished for it. He could have become so cynical, but even in prison, Joseph's story isn't over. Lesson number 3. Maintain your integrity, even when it costs you. Joseph could have given it might have seemed like the easy way out, but he chose to honor God and his master, Potiphar, even though it landed him in a dungeon. Doing the right thing isn't always the easy thing. In fact, it often isn't. But your character is one of the few things you have complete control over. Upholding your integrity builds a foundation that can't be shaken, no matter what prison you find yourself in. It's a long-term investment in who you are. So, Joseph is in prison, but remember how he was in Potiphar's house. He does it again. The warden sees that God is with Joseph and puts him in charge of all the other prisoners. He's literally running the prison from the inside. While there, he meets 2 of Pharaoh's former servants, the cupbearer and the baker. They both have strange dreams, and with God's help, Joseph interprets them. He tells the baker he is going to be executed, and the cupbearer that he will be restored to his position. And it happens just as he said. Joseph's only request to the cupbearer is, "Hey, when you get out, remember me. Put in a good word with Pharaoh." But does he? No. The cupbearer gets his old job back and completely forgets about the guy who gave him the good news. 2 more years pass, 2 more years. This leads us to our fourth lesson. God's timing is not our timing. Can you imagine being Joseph? You help someone, they promise to help you, and then crickets. For 2 whole years. That silence must have been deafening. It's easy to think God has forgotten you when your breakthrough doesn't come on your schedule. You pray, you wait, you do the right thing, and nothing seems to change. Joseph's story is a masterclass in waiting. He was in that prison for a total of about 13 years from the time he was sold. But those 2 extra years of wait and worrying, they wasted time. They were part of a divine schedule that Joseph couldn't see. He was being positioned for the perfect moment. So, if you're in a season of waiting, take heart. It may feel like a delay, but it could be a divine appointment in the making. Then, one day, Pharaoh, the most powerful man in the world, has a dream. A very weird dream about skinny cows eating fat cows and thin heads of grain swallowing up plump ones. It freaks him out. He calls all his magicians and wise men, but nobody can tell him what it means. And that's when the cupbearer finally has his light bulb moment. Wait a minute. I remember a guy in prison, a Hebrew, who interpreted my dream. So, they pulled Joseph out of the dungeon, clean him up, and bring him before Pharaoh. Joseph is clear. I can't do it, but God can. He then explains Pharaoh's dream. There will be 7 years of incredible harvest, followed by 7 years of devastating famine. He doesn't just interpret the dream, he gives Pharaoh a detailed plan of action. Store up grain during the good years to survive the bad ones. Pharaoh is so blown away by Joseph's wisdom that he says, "Can we find anyone like this man, one in whom is the Spirit of God?" And right there, on the spot, Pharaoh makes Joseph the second most powerful man in all of Egypt. From prison to prime minister in a single day. This is our 5th lesson. God can elevate you in an instant. After 13 years of slavery and imprisonment, Joseph's promotion was sudden and swift. All those years of faithfulness in the background, of blooming where he was planted, of maintaining his integrity, of waiting on God's timing, they all culminated in this one moment. Sometimes it feels like progress is slow or even non-existent. But God is a God of turnarounds. He can change your story overnight. Your years of preparation are never wasted. He sees your faithfulness, and when the time is right, he will lift you up. So Joseph is now in charge of the whole food supply of Egypt. The 7 years of plenty come, and he wisely stores up massive amounts of grain. Then, the famine hits, not just in Egypt but all over the world, including back home in Canaan, where his family lives. Jacob hears there's grain in Egypt, so he sends his sons all except his youngest, Benjamin, to go and buy some. And who do they have to come and see to get this grain? You guessed it, their long-lost brother, Joseph. Now a powerful Egyptian ruler they don't even recognize. They bow down before him, just like in his dreams all those years ago. The irony is just incredible. Joseph recognizes them immediately, but he doesn't reveal himself at tests. He speaks harshly, accuses them of being spies, and orchestrates a series of tests to see if their hearts have changed. He wants to see if they're still the same selfish, cruel brothers who sold him into slavery. He wants to know if they would protect their youngest brother, Benjamin, whom they had left behind. After a dramatic series of events that forced them to confront their guilt, their brother Judah offers himself as a slave in Benjamin's place, proving they have truly changed. Seeing their repentance and genuine love for their brother and father, Joseph can't hold it in any longer. He breaks down, weeps, and finally reveals himself. I am Joseph. Is my father still alive? His brothers are terrified. The guy they sold is now in a position to destroy them. But what Joseph says next is the climax of the entire story in our final, most important lesson. A taste do not be distressed and do not be angry with yourselves for selling me here, because it was to save lives that God sent me ahead of you. So then, it was not you who sent me here, but God. This is the ultimate perspective shift. Forgiveness and seeing God's hand in everything. Joseph didn't minimize their sin. What they did was evil, but he chose to see past their evil to God's greater purpose. He understood that every ounce of his suffering, the pit, the slavery, the prison, was woven into a tapestry of redemption for his entire family and for nations. He saw that God had taken the worst moment of his life and used it to bring about the greatest salvation. This is the power of a divine perspective. It allows us to forgive the unforgivable and to find purpose in our pain. It doesn't mean the pain disappears, but it gives it meaning. So, what does Joseph's story mean for us today? It means that no matter what pit you're in, you're not forgotten. It means you should be faithful, right where you are, even if it's not where you want to be. It means holding on to your integrity is always worth it. It means trusting God's timing, even when it feels impossibly slow. And it means believing that God can take the worst things that have happened to you and turn them into something beautiful and redemptive. Joseph's story is a testament to the fact that God is a master strategist who is always working behind the scenes for our good and His glory. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today and exploring this amazing story. I hope it encouraged you. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you do not miss our next one. Drop a comment below and let me know which lesson from Joseph's life resonated with you the most. Until next time, stay hopeful and remember, your story is still being written. Thanks for watching.